the eldest son, who was still single, the task of caring for the woman who raised me was entrusted to me since she was now suffering from dementia. One moment she'd be on cloud 9, and then all of a sudden she'd be acting out of pocket like the girl possessed from the Exorcist movie. And if that wasn't creepy enough, I even saw her in the living room once talking to herself, laughing and crying simultaneously as she stabbed one of our family portraits displayed on the table with a kitchen knife.
He's not part of the family! He's not part of the family! He's not part of the family!
I had no idea what she was talking about, but after seeing a lot of videos online, everything was leading back to dementia. I didn't know how to respond to the situation, afraid she'd be ridiculed if friends or relatives dropped by the house. However, as soon as my mother lifted the silver lid, our jaws dropped, and my father stood in horror at the sight of something that was definitely not a turkey. She glanced at my father and me, saying,
I thought of being more creative this year, so bon appetit!
And just like that, Toby went from an adorable pet to a nauseating dinner that would leave me traumatized forever.
Cagey, socially anxious students, but none were worse than Charles. Last semester, Eddie and I had advanced robotics together, so naturally we sat next to each other towards the middle with the psychotic look in his eyes. Is that Eddie's phone ringing in the kitchen over there?
Of course not! It's my phone! I told you already! No guests allowed in the kitchen!
I held my phone out and showed him that I was dialing Eddie's phone. A couple rings later, and it timed out. In the exact second, the phone in the kitchen stopped ringing.
I know you're lying! Where's Eddie? Oh, come on! Don't you want some delicious turkey? No! Shut up! Tell me where Eddie is! I really thought you were smart. I can't believe you haven't figured it out yet. Isn't it obvious? Eddie is right here!
Charles lifted the dome off the platter, and on it was a turkey with Eddie's head. It was severed and sewn on top of a turkey, and it was moving. Wings, legs, and all. Even Eddie's face was smiling with ghastly wide open eyes.
Happy Thanksgiving! Ha 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 ha!
And they quickly came to arrest Charles. But to this day, I still don't get it. He wasn't trying to get away with it all. It seemed like all he wanted to do was show off his ability with robotics by reaching
without a care in the world. While most of my friends and classmates would talk about their jobs as doctors, lawyers, managers, or teachers, I chose to simply lay back as I constantly waited for my parents to pay my bills. Thanks to the old geezers, I didn't have a problem being unemployed. As far as I was concerned, I had everything I could ever want and need. So as a fat, lazy lard, I'd lock myself in my bedroom, playing my favorite online games as I rammed potato chips in my mouth, flushing them down my throat with a can of beer. However, just when I thought everything was perfect, my parents suddenly barged into my room one day, crouched in a corner, repeatedly asking myself, what am I gonna do? Where am I gonna stay? None of my parents are gonna give me the special treatment I require. Crap! How am I gonna eat? And what'll happen to my computer and to all my games? This is not happening. It's only a bad dream. Pull yourself together, Louis. However, moments later, when my tears had run out, I decided to head downstairs. Then, taking a peek, I saw my parents talking in the dining room. I slipped into the kitchen while my parents assumed I was grabbing food for Thanksgiving. That's when I grabbed a knife that would put an end to his madness. Then, hiding it behind my back, I went into the dining area and immediately began swinging the blade back and forth, like I was a character living in a GTA universe. Suddenly, it was silent. There was no one to tell me what to do, and finally, I was free.
I'm sorry for this that 12 people died in this video. The victims are 6 human men, 3 human women, 2 sinner human men, and a single sinner human woman. For the golden chainsaw for the coolest kill will go to son and dad, it happened off screen just now. Dull machete for the lamest kill will go to Louis. What is he doing?